Every candle on your chart is a receipt. It tells you what already happened. But price isn't decided on the chart. It's decided in the order book, the DOM, the depth of market. That's where every buyer and every seller in the world meets, and where every tick in NQ and ES is born. Most traders stare at candles their whole career and never once look underneath. In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn what the ladder shows, the two orders that make up every trade, how price actually moves, and why understanding this kills half the fear in your trading. The depth of market is just a list. Down the middle, prices, one row per tick. On one side, below the current price, the bids, buyers waiting with limit orders. Each number is how many contracts want to buy at that price. On the other side, above price, the offers, also called asks. Sellers waiting to sell, same idea. That's it. The DOM is the market's waiting room. Everyone who wants to trade at a specific price is standing in line, visible in real time. The chart shows history. The ladder shows intention. There are only two kinds of orders in the entire market. Everything else is a variation. A limit order says, I'll trade at my price or better, and I'll wait. It rests in the book. It becomes one of those numbers on the ladder. A market order says, fill me right now, at whatever price is available. It doesn't wait, it takes. Watch what happens. A market buy comes in and eats the resting sell orders at the best offer. A limit buy just joins the queue and waits its turn. Patient orders make the market. Aggressive orders move it. Every strategy you will ever trade is built from these two decisions. Wait or take. Here's the part nobody tells beginners. Every single trade is a pair. One aggressive order matched against one resting order. For every buyer, there is a seller. Always, no exceptions. So volume doesn't mean buying or selling, it means matching. One contract of volume is one handicap, a market order meeting a limit order. When you hear traders say there were more buyers than sellers today, that's technically impossible. What they mean is buyers were more aggressive. They crossed the spread and paid up. Aggression, not headcount, is what moves price. Between the highest bid and the lowest offer, there's a gap, the spread. On NQ, that's usually one tick, a quarter point, $5 per contract. Sounds tiny, it isn't. Every market order pays it. You buy at the offer, you sell at the bid, so you start every trade slightly behind. Trade 10 round trips a day with market orders, a tick each way, and that's 5 NQ points, $100, donated to the people resting limit orders. The spread is rent, and the patient side collects it. That alone should change how you think about entries. So how does price actually move? The best offer has 200 contracts resting. Market buys start hitting it, 100, 150, 200. The level is empty. Every seller at that price is filled. The next tick up is now the cheapest seller left. That's it. That is a tick up. Price didn't float up on sentiment. Buyers consumed every contract offered at one price and moved to the next. Price moves when one side eats through the other side's resting orders. Every rally you have ever seen is just that, repeated thousands of times. Let's watch the book do this in real time. The market opens empty. A passive buyer arrives, 5 contracts at 98, and parks on the bid. A seller offers 10 at 99. More join. 2 at 97. 4 more at 99, waiting in line behind the first 10. Nothing trades. Everyone demands a different price. Then an aggressive buyer arrives. Buy 5 at market. It pairs with the first offers in the queue, 5 of the 10 at 99. The ask drops from 14 to 9, and the last price prints 99. Now an aggressive seller hits, sell 3 at market. It pairs with the bids at 98. 5 minus 3 leaves 2. Price prints 98. Count it. Every single trade, one buyer, one seller. The price didn't move because there were more sellers. It moved because someone got impatient. One more thing the ladder teaches. Look at 98, empty. Nobody is offering there. The last price is 97 and a market buy comes in. It doesn't fill at 98. There's nothing to pair with. It fills at 99, the first offer that actually exists. The market just skipped a price. That's a gap, and the buyer got slippage. He expected around 98 and he paid 99. Now here's why this matters on NQ. Before big news, CPI, FOMC, the people resting those limit orders don't want to be sitting there when the number hits, so they pull them. The whole ladder goes thin. Levels that held hundreds of contracts are suddenly empty. Then the news hits, market orders come flying in, and with nothing to pair against, price doesn't tick. It jumps 3, 5, 10 levels deep in a second. That's why a stop can fill points away from where you set it. No liquidity, no fill price. The ladder decides, not your order ticket. Your limit order joins a queue. First in, first out, like a supermarket line. If there are 800 contracts ahead of you at a price, all 800 have to trade or cancel before you're up. That's why price can touch your level and leave without filling you. And here's the uncomfortable one. The easiest fills are the worst ones. If price slices through your bid instantly, you got filled because everyone smarter than you stopped wanting it. Getting filled slowly at a defended level is a good sign. Getting filled instantly in a collapse is not. A stop loss is a market order with an alarm clock. It sleeps at your price, and the moment price touches it, it wakes up as a market sell at whatever's available. Now picture 1,000 stops clustered under the same obvious low. Price ticks there. They all wake up at once. A wave of market sells hits thin bids and price cascades. That's a stop run, no villain, no secret algorithm hunting you personally, just mechanics. Cluster plus trigger equals cascade. Once you understand it, you stop taking it personally and you start expecting it at the levels everyone can see. Now the good stuff. Sometimes market sells hammer a level and price refuses to drop. Look underneath and you'll see why. A big passive buyer is resting at the bid, absorbing everything thrown at it and reloading. Sellers are aggressive, but the wall doesn't budge. That's absorption, and it's one of the strongest signals in order flow. Someone with size decided this price is too cheap, and they're happy to buy every contract panic hands want to sell. When the sellers run out, there's nobody left to push, and price snaps back. Aggression that can't move price is exhaustion in disguise. If you've watched our auction market theory video, this should click. The market is a two-way auction. Price moves to find where business gets done. The DOM is that auction's front line, live, tick by tick. When value is agreed, both sides of the ladder stay full and price rotates. That's balance. When one side pulls its orders and the other side turns aggressive, price leaves fast to find new value. That's imbalance. And all that activity leaves a paper trail, the volume profile you've seen us build. The ladder is the auction happening. The profile is the auction remembered. Same market, two views. One warning before you trust the ladder. The size you see is not a promise. Anyone can place a huge order to look scary and cancel it before it ever trades. Walls appear. Price gets close. Walls vanish. So the beginner rule is this. Resting size is an opinion. Traded size is a fact. Don't lean on a big number just because it's big. Watch what actually trades when price gets there. If the wall holds and prints real volume, that's information. If it evaporates, that's information too. Someone wanted you to lean on it. Here's the psychology, and it's brutal because the ladder makes it visible. Chasing a runner with a market order means buying from the calm person who rested a limit order minutes ago at a better price. Your FOMO is literally their exit. Every spike you buy late, someone patient is selling to you. The DOM rewards people who decide their price in advance and punishes people who decide in the moment. Fear pays the spread, planning collects it. Before your next entry, ask one question. Am I the resting order in this trade, or am I the panic that fills it? So how do you actually start using this tomorrow? 5 habits. 1. Find the spread first. Best bid, best offer. Everything happens around it. 2. Watch a level get eaten. See one side consumed and price tick through. That's the whole mechanism. 3. Compare sides. Is one side stacked and the other thin? 4. Watch your own fills. Market order or limit. Know which side of the handshake you were. And 5. Spend 10 minutes a day just watching the ladder with no trades on. No risk, all learning. Do that for 2 weeks and price will never feel random again. Now the mistakes that cost beginners real money. reading every big resting order as real. Half of them vanish. Market ordering every entry. You're paying rent you don't have to pay. Putting stops at the exact same obvious spot as everyone else. You're volunteering for the cascade. Confusing volume with direction. Remember, every trade has both a buyer and a seller. And staring at the DOM in the middle of nowhere. The latter matters most at the levels that matter. Value edges, prior highs and lows, big round numbers. Context first, ladder second. So the process is simple. First, plan the level before the session using structure. Value areas, prior highs and lows. Second, rest your order there. Join the queue early and let the queue work for you instead of against you. Third, let the auction come to you. No chasing, no mid-air decisions. If price never comes, there was no trade, and that's fine. The best traders aren't fast, they're early. Speed is for the people who didn't plan. If you remember one sentence from this video, make it this one. Price moves to where the orders force it, one consumed level at a time. Not to your target, not to your stop, not because it's fair. When you internalize that, half the emotion drains out of trading. You stop asking, why is it doing this? And you start asking, who just ran out of contracts? That's the shift from trading your feelings to trading the auction. That's the depth of market. 2 order types, 1 handshake per trade, price moving level by consumed level, and an auction running underneath everything you've learned on this channel. Watch the auction market theory and volume profile videos next, and this all becomes one picture. Subscribe, join the Discord, and spend those 10 minutes a day on the ladder. See you in the next one.